So we have a sad message from Caitlin Clark, heart-filling message that she will be out of the All-Star Game and weekend.
Well, we had a feeling this announcement was going to come. We just weren't sure when this announcement was going to come.
Ticket prices have crashed, resale sites are flooded, and Caitlin Clark, she's officially out of the WNBA All-Star Game.
Oh, Caitlin Clark is officially out for the All-Star Game. I am not surprised, but I'm surprised. I know she's gonna play, but ultimately, the right decision. No question about that. That it is ultimately the right decision that she does not play in the All-Star Game.
This wasn't just any All-Star Game, it was hers, in her home city, with her name printed on every ticket, every banner, every fan's mind. But now, the face of the WNBA is stepping away, and the entire league is paying the price.
The sun was shining bright yesterday on the WNBA dome, but then a dark cloud emerged. The fantasy, the world of make-believe, it was once again overshadowed by the dark cloud of reality. This year, for the second time ever, the WNBA All-Star Game was supposed to feature an actual star. Normally, this celebration of pretend basketball features players that no one's ever heard of. I'm so excited! I cannot wait to see these elite athletes in their magnetic star power. Kayla McDougal, AJ Wilson, Kel Mitchell. These superstars are amazing! Who, and who?
So what really happened? Why did Caitlin walk away just days before the biggest event of her rookie season? And how did it lead to fans crying, prices tanking, and the entire weekend falling apart?
WNBA is starting to feel this boycott. I was scheduled to be out in Indy, but I decided to take a stand with the people. That is the people that decided to sell their WNBA All-Star Game tickets and kind of boycott this year All-Star Game. That is because of the refereeing in regards to Caitlin Clark being targeted and pretty much not having a special whistle. And in any other sport, most superstar players get that whistle. Unfortunately, Caitlin Clark has not been handed that whistle. And we even had Stephanie White on record basically saying that whenever you play against Caitlin Clark, there is an alternate whistle.
Just hours before All-Star Weekend was set to kick off in Indianapolis, the WNBA confirmed the worst. Caitlin Clark would not be playing. Not in the game, not in the three-point contest. She was out.
The sun may not be completely agreeing with my shot here, but as you can see, it still shines in Indianapolis, despite the person over my shoulder not participating in the WNBA All-Star Game. You know, right before my flight took off, I saw the notification, I saw the news that Caitlin Clark would not participate in the WNBA All-Star Game. Not really a surprise considering what happened in that Connecticut Sun game, considering that she didn't play against the New York Liberty, and considering I think most people believe that is the correct decision for Caitlin Clark when you talk about her long-term health and when you talk about the Indiana Fever's season going forward.
The reason? A groin injury that's been haunting her all season. Clark first suffered the injury weeks ago, forcing her to miss 4 games and the high-profile Commissioner's Cup final.
Late Tuesday night, we saw Caitlin Clark hold her groin. We saw Caitlin Clark dig her head in the stanchion. We saw Stephanie White after the game say Caitlin felt something. Yesterday, after the New York Liberty, she revealed that imaging showed maybe we should sit her down. Caitlin Clark, unfortunately, is going to miss WNBA All-Star Game and the three-point contest because of the groin injury.
She came back. She fought through it. But in a gritty win over the Connecticut Sun, cameras caught her grabbing at her right groin in pain. The next day, the news dropped. Clark had re-aggravated the injury and made the call to rest her body. She released a statement that was as heartbreaking as it was mature. "I'm incredibly sad and disappointed. I have to rest my body."
All right, so the Indiana Fever actually dropped this message from Caitlin Clark. Let's go ahead and take a read here. I'm so excited for Indy to host WNBA All-Star this weekend. I want to thank the Indianapolis host committee and all of the people that have put endless work in over the past year to put this event together. I know this will be the best All-Star yet. I am incredibly sad and disappointed to say I can't participate in the three-point contest or the All-Star game. I have to rest my body. I will still be at Gainbridge Fieldhouse for all the action, and I'm looking forward to helping Sandy coach our team to a win.
She added that she'd still be in the building, coaching from the sidelines. But let's be honest, fans weren't flying across the country to watch Caitlin Clark coach. They were coming to see her light up the court. This wasn't just any All-Star game. It was the first ever hosted in Indianapolis, Clark's WNBA hometown.
Fans of Angel Reese, they combined their resources and rented a scooter to travel from Chicago to Indianapolis to witness this historical moment in person. Earlier this week, the cheapest tickets for the WNBA All-Star Game, they were selling for $140. I wouldn't pay $140 to watch the NBA All-Star Game. Hell, I wouldn't pay 140 pesos to watch the annual embarrassment in the NBA.
She was voted captain after leading all players in fan votes. And now, the centerpiece of the event was gone. Within minutes, resale platforms were flooded, prices tanked. Tickets that were selling for hundreds of dollars dropped to double digits. One user said $700 to $29, just like that. Parents were heartbroken. "This was my daughter's birthday gift," one fan said through tears. She was counting down the days to see Caitlin play.
Who in the hell's paying $140 to watch unknown players play basketball? You're essentially paying to play Where's Waldo. Who is paying to do that? I'll tell you who. No one. Unsurprisingly, once it was announced that Caitlin Clark would be missing the festivities, once it was announced that the only star would be skipping the All-Star Game, ticket prices immediately fell into the pooper, and they have been circling the drain ever since, trying desperately not to be flush.
Some families had flown in from across the country. Others had given the tickets as Christmas presents. And suddenly, they were left with hotel rooms, empty seats, and disappointment. Even sports commentators admitted it. My excitement went from a 10 to a 2.
But it's a big-time bummer, obviously. The belle of the ball can't get out on the dance floor, and that, let's be honest, that puts a big-time damper on the whole party.
It does, and of course, she says she will be around. She's going to be an excellent host this weekend, and we look forward to seeing her back on the floor whenever that may be.
Let's be real. This isn't just about missing one game. This is about what Caitlin Clark represents. She's not just a rookie, she's ratings gold. One of her recent games against the Dallas Wings pulled in 2.1 million average viewers with a peak of 2.5 million. Another versus the Atlanta Dream, 1.5 million average, 1.8 million peak. Compare that to a game without her. The very next WNBA matchup dropped to just 470,000 viewers. That's not a coincidence. That's Clark's power. She is the reason millions are tuning in. She's not a player on the roster. She's the heartbeat of the league right now. Lisa Leslie said it best. Nobody else in the WNBA now or in the past has carried the league like Caitlin Clark.
I really feel for Caitlin Clark because I actually had that injury 2006, and listen, I was heavily taped around my thigh, around my glute, just trying to make sure there was enough pressure to hold that groin. And the hard part is that the groin is sort of an area that you can't just touch and go, oh, it hurts right here. You feel it deep. You have to get a lot of deep treatment, whether it's ice and heat and rest. Well, can Caitlin Clark, she can't find a lot of rest right now because she's mid-season. But I think that injury is really tough because it lingers. No matter how much medicine you take, you can feel fine. You get back out there, one move, one change of direction, and boom, you're right back feeling that same type of pain. So it's going to be a tough injury that she's going to have to manage.
And that's why her injury isn't just unfortunate, it's devastating, because this isn't a normal tweak or sprain. This is a recurring groin injury, a deep internal tear, one that ruined Lisa Leslie's own career nearly 20 years ago and still affects her today.
How long did it take you to recover from?
To be honest, Tracy, I play tennis and I can still feel that injury linger because I don't know that it ever really goes away. You just learn to manage and play with it, which could also lead to why her numbers are down. Listen, the logo shoots the longest distance out there in the WNBA consistently, and that's going to take away from her lift, whether she's shooting 3-point range or even further out. I remember struggling all season long in 2006 with that injury.
Caitlin is only 22 years old, but already she's missed nearly 11 games this season. She's battled hip tightness, a left quad strain, and persistent back soreness. And yet, she's played through all of it. She's taken elbows to the face, been shoved to the floor, bloodied, foul after foul, ignored by refs, dismissed by the league. And now her body's finally said, enough. The reaction has been explosive. Some fans are blaming the WNBA for letting this happen, for not protecting their biggest star, for pushing her too far, too fast. One user even called it a hate crime. Another called it a preventable tragedy. And they're not entirely wrong. Clark has absorbed more contact than any rookie in recent memory. She gets fewer calls, and now she's out of the biggest showcase of her career. To make matters worse, this injury comes during a critical time for the league, right in the middle of CBA negotiations. Player travel, salaries, revenue sharing, all of it depends on the league's ability to grow. And Clark has been the engine behind that growth. Now that engine is sidelined. Caitlin Clark didn't just skip the All-Star Game, she made the toughest decision of her young career. She said, "I have to rest my body." And that's not weakness, that's wisdom. Because if she had tried to push through, played through the pain, she risked tearing something permanently. And let's be honest, fans might be sad for a weekend, but imagine if she had to miss a year. Or worse, never return to the same level. Clark chose long-term greatness over short-term applause. She put health before hype. That's what leaders do. So where does the league go from here? Without Caitlin, this All-Star weekend feels empty. The excitement has faded. The ratings will drop. The conversation has shifted from celebration to crisis. And fans are asking tough questions. Can the WNBA survive without Caitlin Clark? Can it protect its biggest stars? And what happens if she shuts it down for the rest of the season? Because make no mistake, the risk is real, and the league better wake up. Caitlin Clark made the right call. She chose to protect her body, her future, her legacy. Now it's our turn. If you stand with Caitlin Clark, if you respect her decision, if you know how important she is to this league, drop 100% in the comments right now. And if you're new here, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because we'll be following every step of her comeback, and you don't want to miss what happens next.
Caitlin Clark to the New York Liberty? Confirmed? You guys? For real?
So, lads, every single team in the WNBA wants Caitlin Clark on their team. Except for maybe the Indiana Fever. But at the end of the day, it's very clear that a lot of teams are trying to get Caitlin Clark.
The WNBA is officially in panic mode. Leaked footage just exposed New York Liberty's head coach targeting Caitlin Clark, and her agent was right there.
Well, we're going to talk about this little scene that took place after the Fever game last night in New York between Sandy Branadello and Caitlin Clark, the New York Liberty, and the agent. The agent. That is what makes this so interesting.
This wasn't a handshake. It wasn't small talk. It looked like a full-on recruitment meeting, caught on camera. And now the Indiana Fever are scrambling, Liberty fans are celebrating, and everyone is asking, is Caitlin Clark already planning her escape?
Went viral over a photo that has been displayed with her and Sandy Bardello. Yes, of the New York Liberty. There is a photo that is floating around, which we're about to pick up, and many people is insinuating that Caitlin Clark could be trying to plan the outs of Indiana. Yes. People is already saying that Caitlin Clark could be trying to get the hell out of Indiana, bro.
It all started with a simple video. Caitlin Clark in the tunnel at Barclays Center, surrounded by Liberty head coach Sandy Brondello, MVP Brianna Stewart, sharpshooter Sabrina Ionescu, and, yes, her agent, Erin Kane, not just standing nearby, right in the mix.
All right, everybody's concentrating on, by the way, Caitlin Clark looks unbelievably happy talking to these folks. But this is how it starts in sports. This is how it starts in the NFL. This is how it starts in the NBA. When you start seeing the wheels in motion, there's signs. There's signs before eventually a player gets traded. A player eventually marks their next destination. The Indiana Fever, you're on notice. You're on notice. You better recognize what you've got going on, the asset in front of you, and you do whatever you have to do to correct what is happening.
And they weren't just chatting. Sandy had her hand on Clark's shoulder. Everyone was smiling, relaxed, comfortable. It didn't look like a loss. It looked like a pitch.
Okay. So to say New York Liberty sent the blitz. Sandy, Sapp, and Stewie are all talking to Caitlin Clark in the tunnel. So my guess is this right here happened at the conclusion of the game. This, my friends, is currently going viral all over social media right now. That is Caitlin Clark immediately after the game. Now, what's crazy is that her team lost the damn game, but Caitlin is all smiles. She's all smiles. She's all smiles. So many people is insinuating. They're insinuating that Caitlin Clark can be trying to get the hell out of Indy.
And fans noticed immediately. Why was Clark smiling so much after a loss? Why was her agent there? Why did it feel like a team meeting?
And there you see it. Sandy Brondello, hand on Caitlin Clark's shoulder. Brianna Stewart there. Sabrina Ionescu there. Caitlin Clark's agent, Erin Kane, is there. But Sandy Brondello did show legitimate love to Caitlin Clark. I mean, Caitlin, speculating about Caitlin Clark playing for a team in the future is just silly at this juncture. But the Liberty have shown her love. We've seen that as a bit of a theme. There was the moment between Stewie and Clark when Clark came back from injury the first time. And then there were some nice words. I missed the moment myself of them posted up there for a second. But there were some nice words from Liberty coach Sandy Brondello that I did capture.
Because here's the truth. This wasn't a one-off moment. This footage hit hard because the tension was already boiling. Let's rewind. Stephanie White, the Fever's head coach, was asked about Clark winning WNBA Player of the Year at the ESPYs.
I heard about it, but during the game, Caitlin got honored as the WNBA Player of the Year in the ESPYs. Just what does it mean to have her impact so far? I mean, there are a lot of really good players in this league, and she got honored as the best player in the league by the ESPYs.
Yeah, I mean, obviously she continues to get new awards. She continues to break barriers. She continues to do things that we haven't seen before. I mean, obviously you think about the Stewie's MVPs of the league and, championship winners, and Asia's MVPs of the league and championship winners, and of course Sue Bird, who was sitting, in.
Instead of celebrating her own player, she rattled off names like Brianna Stewart, Aja Wilson, and Sue Bird before she even mentioned Clark.
An epic rookie season, Caitlin Clark, in her first eligible year, wins an ESPY award for WNBA Player of the Year. This comes as no surprise. Stephanie White gets asked about it in a post-game interview, and she names about 15 people before giving credit where credit is due. Typical old guard stubbornness that we've gotten used to at this point. And after the game, Sabrina Ionescu says, "Hey, Caitlin, come to the back with us real quick." Only for Caitlin Clark to see Sandy Brondello standing there, Brianna Stewart standing there, and her agent all lying in wait to pounce on the opportunity to sell Caitlin Clark on the New York Liberty. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
That's not a coach showing support. That's a coach sending a message. And it's not just that. White keeps emphasizing how Clark's team makes the decisions. Not Indiana, not management. When asked about Clark playing in the All-Star Game, she said, "Those are conversations Caitlin will have with her group. I probably won't be a part of those."
People are dancing, people are drinking, people are interacting with each other. And let's not forget, prior to this weekend, people were saying the All-Star Game shouldn't be in Indiana. They were saying the Indiana Fever fans were racist. Some people were saying the basketball players weren't safe. So we can clip all that now because people are literally having the time of their lives. Angel Reese tweeted out, "We're in Indiana, but it feels like we're in Miami." So we should never have to hear this stupid narrative ever again about Indiana. I'm still disgusted that there was actually an investigation on Indiana. It's wild.
If you're the face of the franchise and your own coach doesn't speak for you, something is wrong. Clark's role has shifted constantly. Her minutes go up and down. The system doesn't play to her strengths. They promised a fast-paced offense. What she got was a slow, grinding half-court slog. Meanwhile, she's leading the league in jersey sales, breaking TV records, packing arenas. And the Fever? They're still treating her like just another rookie.
The New York Liberty sent their mascot in. The New York Liberty sent their mascot to try recruit Caitlin Clark. We've never seen that before. I don't think we have ever seen that before. I don't think we've ever seen that before. We have never seen a mascot be sent in. They are pushing hard. They are doing everything they can. It's like, you know what? It's going to be a bit obvious if we start sending our players around her.
Now look at New York. The Liberty have praised Caitlin all season. They've avoided the bruising, physical play others use to slow her down. They've respected her game, her brand, and her impact. Sandy Brondello. She's coached legends like Diana Taurasi and Brittany Griner. She knows how to unleash superstars, not silence them. The Liberty roster is stacked. Stuart Ionescu, Jonquel Jones, Natasha Cloud, and behind the scenes, they're stashing elite European talent on rookie deals, building a dynasty. If Clark were to join them, it wouldn't just be a good fit. It would be the perfect one.
About Caitlin Clark, just magically finding her way in New York one day. She doesn't like how things are going. The Fever continued to just act foolish. They don't realize what they have. I'm telling you, New York will realize what they got. New York will realize what they got with Caitlin Clark. And I know Erin Kane probably understands that too. She might not be a good agent, but sometimes common sense is that blatant. Where it doesn't matter how bad your agent is. Oh, well, you're in New York, Nike. They just sidestep Erin Kane and just go to the source directly. Nike, they don't even bother waiting for Asia Wilson and say, "Caitlin Clark, get in line." No, Caitlin Clark, oh, you're in New York, here comes your shoe. Here comes your signature shoe. Here comes your clothing line. You need a headband line, here comes your headband line. You want a golf club? How about we just give you a whole line of golf clubs straight? You want a golf ball? Here, you'll get a golf ball too. Caitlin Clark, some golf shoes. Oh, we could get Caitlin Clark some golf shoes. Oh, wow, yeah. Oh, this is great. Caitlin Clark, oh yeah, a poster on Times Square, okay. Okay, a projection on Caitlin Clark on the Empire State Building. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. A huge banner on the Freedom Tower. Oh, that's cool too. That's cool. A meet and greet at the Edge. Oh yeah. A lot of opportunities in New York, folks. A lot of opportunities in New York.
Imagine this: Caitlin Clark running point at Barclays Center. Her passing feeding Stewart's versatility. Her range creating chaos for defenses. Now imagine the brand opportunities. Late night interviews, Madison Avenue commercials, Nike billboards in Times Square. That's not a dream. That's New York. But here's where it gets serious. That video in the tunnel, it might have crossed the line into tampering. The WNBA has strict rules. No team can recruit a player under contract. But what if there's no audio, no formal offer, just a smiling chat with a coach and an agent? The league probably won't punish it, but the optics, they're awful. A superstar, her agent, a rival coach, all talking, smiling, looking way too comfortable, right after a game. This wasn't casual, it was calculated. And here's the twist: Caitlin Clark doesn't have to do anything. Her rookie contract runs just 3 to 4 years, After that, she walks into free agency with the biggest leverage the WNBA has ever seen. And if Indiana doesn't fix this fast, she'll leave. Quietly, powerfully, on her own terms. Liberty insiders say Stewart and Ionescu would take pay cuts just to make it happen. Why? Because they know what's at stake. A Clark-Stewart-Ionescu trio would break the WNBA. It would dominate headlines, crush ratings, and become the team every star wants to join. The Fever would be forgotten. So let's be clear, that tunnel video wasn't just a moment. It was a message, a glimpse into a future where Clark is finally treated like the face of the league. If Indiana can't protect her, build around her, and unleash her, someone else will. And that someone might already be waiting in the shadows of Barclays Center. What do you think? Was this innocent, or was this the beginning of a massive WNBA power shift? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more exclusive breakdowns. Because this league, it's changing. And Caitlin Clark is leading that change, with or without the Fever.